Okay, so I'm trying to do this. I've been talking about doing autobiography for a while. And I'm at the stage in my life to where I feel like it can help some people as possibly as well as let me heal. So at this moment, I'm sitting here in the Philippines and I come from a place that is not nice. I was born in Springfield, Missouri, raised in Hawaii State foster care system. So this first video is going to be kind of me going over a summarized version of my life story, and then I'm going to progress in more detail with each video. So, introductions. My name is Andrew Hartman. I'm 31 at this present moment. I moved to Hawaii when I was 7 years old with my mom, my two sisters, to meet up with my stepdad who was in the military. Before I went to the islands, Dad wasn't really around. Not his fault, but more so my mom. So I ended up moving to the islands, 7 years old. My stepdad flipped the script, tried killing me, tied me up, shoved pills down my throat, used to beat me, take bed frames over my back. I ended up getting taken by the system. Got put into a holding foster home, moved and separated from my sisters. Went to the first foster home, got accused of killing a lady at 7 years old after she was beating me. I'll expand later on that. And then I moved from that foster home to another. And then I ended up moving from that foster home to another. So you kind of get where this is going. Several different foster homes. At the age 10 years old, I get a shoebox full of letters from the foster care system from my family who've sent over the years. After all this time, from 7 years old to I was 10, no idea that my family wanted anything to do with me. In the time between 6 or 7 to 10 years old, I was beat, starved, like mentally abused, you name it, not so good. So now psych wards, so they moved me back to the mainland, work out my family. I was so messed up from all the abuse, so my older sister went with my uncle on my mom's side. I went with my aunt and my little sister on my dad's side. Being so messed up in the head, series of problems, being angry, they shipped me back to Hawaii only knowing an hour before I left. I was in the 7th grade, so I think I was like 11 years old. So I get sent back to Hawaii. Now I'm by myself on the islands. And I end up going to the first foster home, ran away. They started putting me in group homes. So after the group homes, 12 years old, ran away for more than, a month at a time. So at that point, 12 years old, ended up being out in the streets in Hawaii. I know you sound great, of all the places, Hawaii is a good place to be, homeless, not as a kid, not as a white guy, So I had to learn hard, grow up fast, lots of hard lessons. Once again, I'll go on in my future videos in more depth of, kind of what each foster home was like, how it was out in the streets, what I kind of dealt with. So from this point, I ended up there a couple of years, moved back to Missouri again, trying to work it out with family. I was about 14 years old, I'm going to say 13, 14. And so messed up at this point, I was raped on the streets after somebody got me high on drugs. I dealt with, horrendous things. So I ended up, once again, my grandmother was passing away, and I ended up running away to to see her, which ended up in return making it to where they sent me back to Hawaii again. Once again, thousands of miles away from my family that I always wanted. Back on the islands, subjected to streets, you know, group homes, foster homes, psych wards. Well, I guess no foster homes on that time, as I'm older at that point. You know, foster homes don't want you. Moved me back when I was 17, wound up on the streets, got picked up by a bunch of gangs, got criminal charges, ran for years, hitchhiking, riding freight trains. My dude, Christmas Day, 18 years old, getting out of jail, snowing, taught me about karma, about how to give back. And then went out traveling again. And at this point, I'm running from the law. I got extradited twice. U.S. Marshals caught me one time. I ended up getting rid of the charges, became a firefighter, and was able to leave the country for the first time. Never thought a kid from the system, raised on the streets, taken in by gangs, would ever be able to travel the world, you know? I don't think anybody who's ever been in those places could ever think past, you know, tomorrow or the next day, let alone to imagine that they would be in a foreign country. So like I said, this is my first video. I'm just kind of giving you an overlay of it. I ended up coming back, reassessing, realizing I wanted to leave the US and travel. Made some decisions, got in trouble, got stuck for 3 years, and then now I'm here in the Philippines. So this is my first video of kind of going over where I come from, and kind of set the footwork for the next few videos. I hope that somebody gets something out of the lessons I've learned, the things I went through, and to have some type of hope that you can make something of yourself. Does it get easier? Yes. Does that mean you'll never have doubts? You won't have, you know, fears in your life, be afraid of getting close to people? No. But what it does mean is you don't have to be stuck in that place. You don't have to be, you know, a stereotype of the system. So this is the intro video to my life story. And I'm going to try to get better with this as I go. Like I said, this is just kind of the first demo and the introduction. Again, Andrew Hartman, 31 years old, sitting in the Philippines. I hope you enjoy listening to the life of this random guy that has turned chaos into something beautiful that I'm still working on, but at least I'm still here. So be warned that as I go deeper into each part of my life, it's not bright, it's not all smiles. There's ups, there's downs, there's wonderful like points, there's surrealities within it. There's times to where I thought I was gonna die, that I should have died, but I'm sitting here today. So if it's something that you're interested in, then stay tuned. I'm gonna try to make the first portion, and I think the first following video is going to be kind of touching base and going into details of how my life was before moving to the islands, and going into details with that about as much as I can remember, and then the first year or two living in the foster care system and the details of what put me there. I hope, you know, somebody can learn something from this or get something from it, because life's crazy, it's beautiful, and you can do it no matter how hard or dark the place is. Peace, till next time.